In Netflix's plot to take over the world, or at least Hollywood, its latest victim or target stands no chance against the juggernaut. And who is this target of Netflix? None other than Lifetime, the middle-aged woman's ESPN. And to satisfy that hunger, a brand new movie starring Alyssa Milano is here to serve. And what is the title of this miracle of cinema? Brazen, a movie about a successful murder mystery writer that is thrusted into a real-life murder mystery and tries to catch her sister's killer. Alyssa Milano, using her years of writing murder mystery novels, helps the capture of her killer. But before we find out who the killer is, we go in a bunch of twists and turns to find out that it was one of Alyssa Milano's sister's students. Now, there is much more to the plot, but honestly, you have to watch it and appreciate the convoluted mess that this movie is. It's riddled with bad dialogue, a bad script, bad acting, corny, and weak at every turn. 10 minutes into this movie, I wanted to quit, but I don't quit. I see things through to the end, and I regretted it. This movie is about an hour and 35 minutes long, but it felt like a literal lifetime. The plot devices that are used to somehow justify Alyssa Milano's character injecting herself into a police investigation is aggressively infuriating and stupid.
So stupid!
Alyssa Milano's character is so arrogant, blatantly insensitive, and disrespectful that when she's trying to show emotion, it comes off cold and distant. You may be asking, wow, how does she get herself injected into the investigation? Well, like I said earlier, a ton of plot devices are in place to let our heroine be the hero of the story. And Alyssa Milano's love interest in this movie just so happens to be the next door neighbor of her sister. So the power of the goodies, he lets her intervene with his investigation.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And yes, you heard that right. Because he likes her, he then discredits himself as the lead detective in this homicide, even though in the real world, since they are in close proximity towards each other, he would have to remove himself. The captain of this prestigious police department in this movie should have been fired and reprimanded for how she went about this investigation and allowing a civilian, a novel writer, to take the lead in this investigation, knowing that it's her sister that was murdered and it causes a conflict of interest. The police captain was one of the dumbest characters in this movie. Nothing towards the actress that played the police captain, but the character of the police captain was an utter moron and somehow gets convinced by a little dialogue by Alyssa Milano saying that a fresh set of eyes can be the difference and deciding factor in solving the case. Somehow wins her over.
What?
We find out that it's actually a serial killer that is killing these cam girls, basically drawing a equivalent to today's OnlyFans girls. And when you find out the motives of this so-called serial killer, you feel cheated that you spend an hour and 30 minutes that on your deathbed, you'll be looking back at this and wishing you had that time back. So our writer, author's great plan is to have sex with the lead detective, then the next day go into a police meeting and blindside her love interest in suggesting that she would dress up like a dominatrix to lure the killer in. Ridiculous, right? And her love interest, the lead detective, is completely against it. And with good reason. But the captain, yes, you heard that right. The captain greenlights this plan. The ending is so anticlimactic that you are left saying, what the fuck? If you don't believe me, go out and check this movie out for yourself. And then let me know what you think. This
I'm so bored.
movie was bad all the way around. Bad casting, lazy writing, a poor script, poorly acted, bad set design, horrible pacing, awkward body movement, and the fact that they revealed the killer very early on, not blatantly, but you can tell within the first 15 minutes who the killer is and was, and it tries to divert you from that fact. So when it's revealed who the actual killer is, you're like, yeah, we knew this. The way the mannerisms that the killer was giving off, making themselves present in every situation, made this character obviously the killer. This movie was trash, a waste of time, and I wouldn't recommend it. But we all make bad choices. So if you want to check out this movie, do it at your own detriment. But it is trending, so I'm assuming that people out there like this movie. This movie would make Lifetime proud. Would probably be one of their top movies. And look out, Lifetime, because Netflix is coming for that crown of sappy, corny, targeted movies. Lifetime could be out of business pretty soon. This movie gets an F rating for me. But anyways, those are only my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. And like always, that's a wrap.